Hello everyone and welcome to SuttonsDaze. If you're new here, I hope you enjoy our content. We do all things canning, food preservation, and preparedness. Those are what are near and dear to my heart and hopefully yours. And we put up content fairly regularly. So if you like what we do here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel, maybe notifications so you know when we put out something new. Today I thought we would chat a little bit about a meme that I saw earlier this week. I shared it in our Facebook group, and the more I thought about it, the more I thought this would be a good talking point, you know? And the meme very simply says, a year ago, this was our last normal week, and nobody knew it. I find this to be remarkably true. Now, while a lot of us were paying attention to what was going on and the warning signs and the signals and watching the news, I'm not an avid news watcher, but I was paying attention to the news and paying attention to the stories that were coming out and getting concerned, you know. And then, bam, Friday the 13th, lockdown. Yesterday, the Michigan governor put up she did a little speech talking about the past year and the different things that were done and have been done. And, you know, it's a lot of back patting on the part of the Michigan government, and whether you agree with it or not, it all happened. It has happened. It has destroyed lives and businesses and our economy in ways that a lot of us didn't fathom, you know. While you could prep for a pandemic, I mean, did you really think it was going to happen? I know people are going to leave in the comment section, yes, obviously this is going to happen. Okay, but until it hits, still, you're just kind of like, I don't know, you know. It changed the way we do everything. Due to all of this, we've had a whole bunch of folks join in on, not, you know, I hesitate, but in the preparedness mindset, and maybe not full-on gung-ho, let's get all the gear and the equipment and all the guns and ammo and, you know, do this and do that. No, but in the respect of at least making sure, pardon me, that they have a stocked pantry, okay? That they have enough food in their house where if for some obscure reason they're locked in their house for a month, they have everything that they need to get by. And if you are one of those people who is new to the lifestyle and the thought process, whether you have 2 weeks stocked up or 2 years stocked up, okay? Pat yourself on the back. You have done great. You are learning or have learned, and you're doing what you need to do. You're taking the steps to make sure that you and yours are better prepared for emergencies, whether they are life's little emergencies, pandemic style emergencies, or more. This has been just an amazing year. It really has. We have gone to people who do things for a living, to people who are essential workers, and we have done things where, you know, this is just a temporary job to, you know, I'm necessary and I'm important. And I can't say that that's not so. I love seeing that grocery store employees and medical people are on the same playing level when it comes to making sure that the public at large has what they need. I know that a lot of grocery employees, a lot of them have just been put through the ringer. They expose themselves every single day when we all didn't know anything. And I still am not sure how much we know, but when we knew nothing about what this was doing or how it was passed or what was going on and what you could do to protect yourself, these people went into work every day, sometimes for minimum wage, to expose themselves and their families to earn a paycheck and to make sure that we had the ability to get what we needed. So quite literally, whether it's from one end of the spectrum to the other, I thank everyone who stepped up and did what they were supposed to do to make sure that everyone was taken care of. This has been a hard year. Mental health has taken a front seat like it never has before. because so many people have suffered mentally, emotionally during this past year. During all of this, we have people that we have lost. We have family that we have lost, either directly or indirectly to COVID. We have care that is questionable due to all of it. Personally, on a personal level, while my mother did not die of COVID, I think that she died earlier than she should have or needed to, due to the absolute lack of care available because of all of the pandemic restrictions. Okay? So we've had family members that have passed from COVID. We have friends that have passed from COVID. Our communities have taken a large hit in any number of ways, from population, because people are leaving us earlier than they should, to businesses, economy. People are losing their livelihoods and the way that they can keep a roof over their families' heads. It's a really rough time. It's been a really rough year. It absolutely has. I have no wise words of wisdom there. I really don't. Because I realized while I was watching the governor yesterday that it's still kind of a fresh wound for me. And I think that stems from like the very beginning, where all of a sudden you saw preppers, okay, who were, we're prepared, we're not running around, we're not hoarding, we're not doing this, you know, kind of just really stepping up and patting themselves on the back, instead of showing compassion for people who didn't have this mindset and were afraid, genuinely afraid. I hate the word hoarding more than I hate the word hate. It is just a very misunderstood word. If you are prepared, you're not hoarding. Now, if you're one of the really wonderful people who went out and bought up everything that they could for the sole purpose of reselling it at a higher elevated price in order to profit from the suffering of other people, then I wish you all the karma that the universe can give you. If you are the people who went from not having 3 days worth of food and supplies in your house to now having a month, 2, 3, or more, I congratulate you. You are rock stars. You are amazing. And I applaud your efforts and your continued efforts to make sure that you're not caught off guard again. Excuse me. If you're kind of like where I was, okay? We were prepared for a lot. We were prepared for a whole bunch. I was not panicking over whether or not I could feed us. I was not panicking over whether or not we had toilet paper, okay? Those were not my panics. My panic was in restocking what I have if things became worse than they did. So that's where it kind of got my mind all wound up a little bit. And I had to sit with it. And some of the people in my Facebook group know sometimes I didn't sit with it too well, okay? But it was an opportunity to kind of sit and just absorb what was happening. And sometimes when that's going on, you can't even really think beyond that. And I understand that. I get that. There were points during this and still where I have to sit with it. I really do. But then there are points when I went, you know, my intuition is telling me that I need to do this. I need to share this. I need to say this. And I always follow my intuition whenever I can. It has almost never led me astray. And so I urge you, if during all this you have learned to listen to your intuition a little bit more, that you continue doing so. I don't think this is done. I don't think we're over. And I don't want to fearmonger. I'm just saying that there are repercussions moving forward for all of the decisions that have been made during the past 365. There are things that we're going to feel for years moving forward. For years, okay? And if it did not hit you personally, if you lost no one, if your income did not take a hit, if your health did not take a hit, if you managed to surf through this unscathed, then congratulations. But I hazard a guess that you're one of the few. My heart breaks for the people that have lost somebody during this. We have members of our group who have all lost family members due to this. Like I said, my mother's care, I think, was drastically reduced as a result of this. I don't believe that most people walked away from this without some kind of scar, whether it be emotionally or physically or financially. All of us will have some kind of scar based on 2020. So for this video, for the purpose of this video, the reason I wanted to talk about this is to ask you, okay, how did this year treat you? Did you learn anything? Are you new to the prepper lifestyle now as a result of this? Is it something that you did a little bit, but now you're doing it more? Is this something that you will keep doing moving forward? I'm interested to hear how you did. I'm interested to hear how this last year impacted you, affected you. You don't have to go into great detail. I mean, share what you are willing to share, okay? I can tell you that, you know, I'm lucky. I'm one of the lucky ones. I had a job that is deemed essential. Literally, since the onset, it's been deemed essential, but my presence there has not been essential. So we have had like this part-time thing where we all kind of wander in and out of the office multiple times a week. We can all access our email, and I make phone calls, and more people know my home phone number now than ever before, my cell phone. So, you know, I was absolutely accessible and I could still do my job. I just wasn't sitting there for 8 hours a day. And that has its repercussions too. It really does, because our state at this particular point has been slowly reopening, and I am not scheduled to go back into the office full-time until March 29th. I have spent more time out of the office this year than I have ever spent, ever. So it has also opened up my eyes to some new realities and some new thoughts moving forward. We'll see. But everyone learned something from this year, okay? Now, if you're going to be nasty and horrible, keep it, because I'll just delete it, seriously. But if you want to share what you've learned or how this year has impacted you, because it is like an anniversary. For a lot of people, it's like an anniversary. And I know here, it most definitely is. This was our last week of normal. While we might have seen it coming down the pike, we probably didn't understand how bad it would get. While we were prepared, we could have been better prepared. I think that it showed, and personally me here, because I'm no expert, you guys. I'm just a 55-year-old woman who is sharing what she does with you guys, okay? And I'm sharing things that I run across and things that I know. So I'm no expert. Now, I don't even pretend to be an expert. But I know that for me, it opened up a whole new thought process on how I handle things. I know how I handle immediate emergencies, like somebody putting his thumb in a log splitter, or, you know, that kind of thing. I know how I handle those immediate kind of things. But handling something that you legitimately have no control over takes you to a completely different mindset. So I know that a lot of our friends have been dealing with depression during all of this. I know the people that were dealing with depression before it were dealing with it more, and people that weren't dealing with depression were suddenly dealing with depression. I know that a lot of people are scared and worried about the future and what it holds for everyone. So I'm asking for your input. I'm asking you to share your stories. I want to read them. I'm sure other people want to read them too. The comment section here is amazing. You folks are incredible. And I think that we all learn something. Another vantage point often helps. If you change your perspective during any situation, you will see, realize, or feel something differently. And by sharing our stories, that's what we do. We change our perspective and we look at it through somebody else's eyes. So if you would consider sharing what you have learned over the last year, what you experienced over the last year, how you plan on moving forward over the years to come, in the comment section. I would love to hear it. I would love to read it, and I would love to chat with you. It's an anniversary. It's not a happy anniversary, but it's an anniversary. And it's one that hopefully we have all learned from and we will all build upon. Okay, that's what I have for you today. Okay, so again, remember, if you like what we do here, please hit that like, subscribe, and share. It really helps out our algorithm with YouTube, who can be a little picky sometimes. And remember, if you like us, you can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook, where we share a few other things. We have a Facebook page and a Facebook group. It's a very active and fun group. And as always, be safe.